Hello all and welcome to another episode of Trade of the Week. As you can see here, I've got EURJPY. And if you was trading this week, you already know JPY pairs done madness. Okay, they literally went crazy and just literally just all triggered and just flew up. Okay, so when we say to the moon, I mean, we didn't quite go to the moon, but JPY pairs were definitely interesting towards the end of this week. Okay, so this is a setup I have. I don't usually trade EURJPY. It's not one that's on my watch list, but I was talking to a client, they was looking at it, and then I just found this setup. So I was like, it looks like a decent setup. If it could come to the first trigger point, or if it come to the second one, that would be a very good trade. The second one, not so much because of we could see liquidity just built under it. But the first one, if it was coming into that area or potentially even an IPA area, then those would be very good trades. As we see how it played out, okay, quite beautifully, okay, quite beautifully. And this is when all JPY pairs decided they wanted to kind of simultaneously just fly up. So very clean trade, hardly no drawdown. The stop loss is already very small. Okay, nothing more than 10 pips it was, because again, your JPY is one of those pairs that yeah, the pip count is not the greatest, which is one of the reasons I don't trade it. But as beginners or someone that wants to play things a little bit more safely, then very good pair to trade. Okay, Euro USD, USD CAD, those kind of pairs are very good to trade. Okay, so very, very clean trade. Okay, I'll say just because of the cleanness is why it gets my trade of the week. But what I loved very much, again, you guys know my baby, gold. So we see this, and I was looking at this, I was like, I think it's like down into this area. We was already above 1900, and I was wondering if it can actually hold. But as I see this engulfing candle and then rejection off the backside of it, I was like, it makes more sense to come down into here and then get the next bullish rally to potentially 1950 and higher. You guys already know my projection for this, but 1950 will be our next target. So this made more sense to me to say, can we drop down into this area? As the week went on, it took forever, but I finally triggered into here. Okay, you can see I had this 1 hour setup on here. That's where I had a buy limit, got triggered, and then yeah, happy days. And as you can see with this print screen as well, I was saying to the team, if it can stay above this 1 hour candle, then we'll be in good stead to at least take out the high at 1912. If not, we reach our full 1950 in due time. So how did it play out? As you can see, that's our entry. We whipped into there, said to the team, if we could stay above here, then we should be heading up towards taking out 1912's high, and who knows, maybe heading up towards our 1950. So as things stand, very messy. Not the price action I wanted to see. But again, coming to the end of the month, you're not expecting too much to happen. And if it does happen, then yeah, you will get random spikes like we found on the JPY pairs. But yeah, not the cleanest of price actions. But heading into the new month, we could see what we could potentially find. And right now it is remaining bullish. I do like the price action on the 4 hour. Okay, I'm gonna delete this arrow now. I do like the price action on the 4 hour and is again back above 1900. So it is looking positive to reach our next quarter point. If we're just trading quarter point to quarter point, we all know how beautiful that could be. Okay, like just take this for instance. Okay, let me go into the 4 hour time frame. Okay, beautiful. We always find things like this where you see this nice little candle just chilling here. Okay, right on what? 1850. Okay, trigger 1850. Our next point of interest is 1900. Trigger 1900. What's our next point of interest? 1950. And we keep on doing the same thing. So we see that trigger in here, and then we get a trigger in here. So can we now reach 1950? In between each quarter point, orange to yellow is 500 pips. Orange to orange is 1,000 pips. So just imagine trading quarter points, saying, you know what, I'm going for 500 pip increments. Okay, you just keep doing that. Okay, so if we literally take this way back, okay, we could see from 1750, we had a similar thing. Okay, here was quite messy, but I remember this trade 1680. You can never forget this trade based off this candle here, and this is what triggered the whole thing. So when we go to the weekly, this has been our new latest rally. This is what's been holding us up. Okay, and this is my quarter point chart. Okay, so we see 1680. Okay, in and around here. Okay, literally, boom. That's what's triggered us for this year. Being bullish, literally. Okay, boom. We stayed within our candle, and then boom, just doing our thing. So again, I would like all-time highs at 21. Okay, that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, we'll look at this chart here. Okay, we marked it up. We've been looking at all-time highs 21. Okay, so that's what I am hoping for, looking for, and then hopefully we will get it. But right now, first target is we could fill this daily IPA in here, and then we come to 20 and then potentially 21 make new all-time highs. So that's what we're looking for. And one more thing about EURJPY, again, it's not on my watch list, but I have to pull this up. Why was I even looking to take this high? Because again, you always have to look at your bigger time frame objectives. Okay, the bigger time frame biases is what teaches you and what makes you understand what direction you should be heading in overall. So weekly candle right here and the monthly as well since 2018, it's just been chilling, not been mitigated. So since we've been here and we created these equal lows through here, okay, this was the trigger for this to then happen, to take out this high and this high. And when we trigger into here, who knows? Maybe you can find a dip back down to here and lower, but I would like to see this keep rising to our next point of interest. Okay, we come up into here, okay, on a monthly level. So overall, if you do trade your JPY, first target, as you can see, is very fastly approaching. So that's already basically done. It's about 160 pips left, but this will be the next overall target, 2,000 pips to the upside there. Okay, that's what, if you do trade EURJPY, that's what I say you should be looking for. Okay, first object in your way would be this candle right here. Okay, that's your first object. Okay, because what did this candle do? This candle nicely does this liquidity wipe. Okay, does this liquidity wipe, wrong one. And then price drops. We didn't come back to this candle. So you've got very interesting points of interest right now of what you could potentially see happen. And like I always say, these charts are like a puzzle. It's just about picking what part goes where at what time. That's the hard thing. So for me right now, I can see price potentially coming to here, potentially dropping back into this. So that's finally mitigated, and then making its way up into here. But who knows? It might just do it all in one swoop. But just the way, again, things I explain to my clients, and so we say the secret sauce that I give out. Well, I'm not going to give out on YouTube for free, but yeah, I won't be surprised if we see that kind of movement. Okay, I won't be surprised one bit. So one to keep a watch out of if you do trade EURJPY, not a pair that I care about or keep an eye on, but if you do, that might be some game for you. Okay, so other things I was looking at during the week was GBP pairs, and they done a madness as well. Okay, so like I said in my previous videos, I am very bullish on GBP pairs to come into these kind of areas here, especially GJ. GJ is looking, it's looking very good. So I do want the 180 level. Again, if you know about institutional numbers, you already know a very, very, very interesting number. So overall, we've just been buying. Okay, and just similar to EURJPY, I said we can make that big up movement, come back down, and then shift into our next points of interest. So yeah, very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to the next month. Okay, I'm looking very forward to the next month. Okay, because things are starting to finally set up quite nicely. So yeah, I'm just curious to see if we can finally break these areas. That's what I want in GU. GJ's already done it. GJ is like, yeah, forget you, I'm gone. So now we would expect some kind of pullback into these kind of areas here, or who knows, potentially even back here with the entry I truly wanted about 2 weeks ago. So who knows, we might finally come back into these areas, and then we make our next moves to the upsides and get this. Okay, so that's what I love to see. That's what I absolutely love to see. So I hope you do have a great week. Bank holiday tomorrow, so don't feel that you have to get into the market, because I mean there's not going to be much volume shifting around, but obviously still keep your eye on it if you can. But don't expect too much, especially if you live in the UK. Yeah, the bank holiday, if the banks are off, we're off. Okay, if you're trying to be an institutional trader, quote unquote, because we're not institutional traders, we just trade the patterns that they leave behind, then if they're off, you're off. So just enjoy your bank holiday. The sun's out, have a little drink, relax, refresh your mind, and then get right back to it. Have a great month. Okay, so until next time, I'm gonna leave you with that. Take care.